And a very good morning to everybody. Welcome to the Apex Brotherhood live stream. We are now live. This is the official live stream of Apex Brotherhood. It is 7 a.m. on Thursday, the 7th of May, 2026. Welcome to the stream. We are ready to face the day ahead. Let's see what's happening today. I am a little discombobulated. I've just rushed down, got ready, not looked at the charts for a week because unfortunately last Thursday was a tilt day for me. I bought into the idea of guessing the reversal. Dangerous territory. Should not do it. If it's going down and it's pushing down scarily, like the USD yen was pushing down last Thursday, Bank of Japan intervention or not, they deny it. What was it? Was it just the market? But it spiked down, looked like it was turning. Instead of waiting for my confirmations that fit with my strategy, I thought here's some money to be made on the retrace as it inevitably covers the territory. It's just hurtled through, and I did the stupid thing of standing in front of the moving train, which is never a good idea. And what happened? The reversal wasn't a reversal or retrace, and it continued down for another, whatever it was, a few hundred pips anyway. Took my hard stop for some, my risk was higher than it should have been, so it took a higher percentage. That unfortunately affected the small account, and we're in a little bit of drawdown. We're down about 20 odd percent, but now's the time to build that back. It's not blown. That's the key thing. I've survived, but I've investigated the reasons for the tilt, and just as I explained. And one thing I have promised myself is journaling is key, because this is a recurring issue. And I think if you're journaling what you're doing and why you're doing it, and you know how much does it go against you, how many times do you miss your TP before it goes to the TP because you've taken it early, you've got to document and get a data set on all these things so that you actually know what you're doing, because it's easy to just forget, oh, Thursday was just a one-off, we'll just forget about that. No, you've got to remember that every time you go to the market in order to not do it again. So that's where we're at. That's the update on the small account. Interestingly, and what is good, is that William, our gracious founder, has joined the 100 to 1000 too, as has Bailey on the Discord. So that's along with Evan. I hope you're doing all right, Evan. Good to see you earlier in the week streaming. Look forward to seeing you once you're back. And Cal's taking a break for a couple of weeks. He's got stuff going on, so he's going to return. But we've got a good squad now, and it's making it, not that it should be, but it is making it a little bit more competitive. William's already smashing it, so we'll see if it's the hare, the tortoise, or the, because there's no luck about it. In order for a small account to survive, you must manage your risk, control your entries, set out when you need to. You've got to carefully manage it. And it's got to be slow. I don't know how Cal's got some magnificent wins. I'll need to get a chat with him at some point, because I'd be interested to see his strategy and what he does, because I've got to take it much slower than that. But that's because everybody is different. So if you are in the chat, say hello. I am going to look and see if we've got anyone saying hello yet. Welcome to the stream if it's your first time. It is 11 p.m. in Los Angeles. It's 2 p.m. in Hong Kong, and it's just after 7 a.m. here in London time. Not that I'm in London, I'm a few hundred miles north of London in Scotland. Still United Kingdom, separate country from England, but we're up in part of the United Kingdom up here in Scotland in London time. So, what shall we look at first? I don't really have a plan today, but that's kind of part of the issue I was alluding to with trading. My plan is there. I know what my plan is, but my journaling of whether I actually do implement the plan is probably not quite there. And I'm kidding myself on. And I was interested to hear Evan the other day when he was speaking about journaling in his head. I think that's my issue, is that journaling in your head is it's much easier to kid yourself on when it's not written down and it's staring you in the face, the hard facts of what you're actually doing, the reality of it. So let's have a look at the news. Oh, the first news I want to point out, and I seem to have lost it, is this. And good morning, this is the Apex Brotherhood live news, Forex news today. And the first news is that Apex Brotherhood has a new logo. As we can see, we've got a quality gold design, circular relief on a black background with a phoenix logo to symbolise our previous logo and meanings behind that, rising up from a new after previous endeavours. The Alpha Bravo of Apex Brotherhood in the background, the crown just to give it that luxury pinnacle, top of the tree, because success is the only option at the Apex Brotherhood, with fitness, trading and lifestyle being the three key pillars that intertwine and give us all reasons to be here, do better, and to make that success a success that we're talking about. So big news there. We've still not quite updated all everything. I didn't have an Apex, the new logo on the disclaimer this morning. We're still sorting a few things out, but we'll get there over this weekend and hopefully have some new introductions and things for our live streams as we go forward. So onto the news. Let's have a look at what else is happening. Let's turn the news music down a little bit. I know it was quite loud last week. So having a look at the Forex calendar first of all, and baby pips. Not much news today on the financial side of the economic calendar. We've already had Aussie news earlier overnight, Aussie morning, and balance of trade. And as we can see, the forecast was 4 billion, but it's actually down minus 2 billion. That's probably Iran war related, as they maintain their own stocks of raw materials as opposed to selling them in order to satisfy their domestic demand. I know that there's some crazy kind of setups in commerce where some things are bought and imported whilst the exact same thing is exported to a different country. But that doesn't look very healthy for the Aussie dollar, so we're probably going to see some moves on the Aussie dollar. Let's have a look and see what happened overnight on Aussie dollar. That is looking like it dropped, yes, but not significantly. In fact, it didn't really do anything. It just meandered along. So we could have some pent-up moves ahead in the Aussie dollar. Yeah, that significant difference. Never seen anything quite as wide as that, I don't think. You're talking, yeah, positive into negative. Okay, 13:30 London time. Initial jobless claims, US dollar news. That's 1:30 PM this afternoon London time. Be aware, if you're trading the dollar today, avoid the news unless you trade news. Best avoided though. What is Mr. Trump being saying overnight? We have Real Donald Trump on Truth Social. Anything of significance? We have The Angle, some retruths. Dr. Daniel Show. Lily commits. Yeah, okay. Domestic stuff as we've got the midterms ahead. Oh, length of wars. Wow, study this chart. President DJT. The Iran war Iran excursion, it's not a war. Is only down to 6 weeks, albeit it's easy to say that when it's still ongoing. New Trump counterterrorism strategy. It looks like a lot of retweets and domestic propaganda. Yes. Okay. I don't see anything that's controversial recently. First Squawk. Interestingly, on First Squawk, I just saw they're announcing that Kuwait has also, I don't know who else has, but Kuwait has sort of demanded that US troops withdraw from basing in Kuwait. There it is there. And overflight rights. I know there is a US base in Kuwait. I'm not sure what size it is. I'm not sure what other country has also said that. Not likely to be United Arab Emirates or Saudi, so does that leave Qatar? But Qatar has got a good relationship with the US too, so not sure who also has demanded that. Nothing really significant. Nothing really significant in the news this morning, so we'll just trade what we see as usual. Okay, let's move back on to the presenter screen. Do please remember to like and subscribe. If you haven't done it this morning, please like. If you haven't checked whether you've subscribed, you may think you have and you've not, so please just double check you've subscribed, because every bit of support helps the channel grow, and that's what we want to do. We want to attract new members. Do check out the link in the description to the Apex Brotherhood Discord channel, which will also be a great thing for you to do. Okay, good morning to Elias in the Wilds Trades. Welcome to the stream this morning. Good to have you on here. So welcome and thanks for joining us this morning as we go forward into Thursday the 7th of May 2026. We will have a look at the charts now. Let's have a look at Aussie dollar first of all, because I liked the bad news for the Aussie dollar, because that would provide some opportunities for trading this morning. However, it doesn't seem like it's moved too much overnight. So just checking all the volumes. All the volumes look good. Okay, so let's put the glasses on for this, because tired eyes this morning. It's a common feature now. The older you get, the tireder your eyes get in the morning. So the glasses do help. Okay, as I say, I really have not looked at a chart for a week. That's a lie actually. I've done some Bitcoin trading, which we can see is currently in drawdown on my Bitcoin trade at the moment. But we've made some good profits. Just that's all I've traded since Thursday last week. I'm just kind of more approaching swing on my Bitcoin trades. Let me know what you've been trading. Let me know if you would like anything looked at. It's always good to see someone else's approach to it. Not that you should let anything I do influence what you do. Everyone should make up their own minds about their trades and about how they apply their strategy. And if somebody else does something that doesn't fit with your strategy, do not be tempted to get in thinking that they know better. Trust yourself, trust your approach. It's the only way to do it is to find your own path and in trading. Copying or trying to do what somebody else does doesn't work. You've got to work it out for yourself. That's what a lot of people don't appreciate. Is that they look for the solution to be given to them, and it doesn't work like that. It may work for some people, right enough. Not heard of anyone who just comes along, learns something, and emulates it and is successful. It's all people who do go through the learning curve that we all know what happens with the learning curve when it comes to trading. Let me have a sip of this coffee. Okay, right, what can we see on Aussie dollar? I'll start in the 4 hour. First of all, I'll look at my strengths first. Aussie dollar does look like it's strengthening on the higher time frames, albeit it's meandering on the 15. Looks like it's strong. Looks like it would be good to trade it against the yen, which looks like it's dropping. Aussie yen would be the one to watch, although it is topping out in the 15, so there's a little bit of relaxation to come in there on its momentum. It's lost momentum to the upside, and it's now not wanted to go any further. Not that it won't change over the next hour or so as we approach London Open, but let's have a look first. Yeah, we can see there we have had that upwards momentum on the H4. We've come out the top of the volley, suggesting that we might be reaching the extremity of that move before it wants to retrace. It has come back down towards the 50 and wants to go back up again, or it's moving to go back up again. The volley band's still flaring, so there's still upward momentum there. Our MACD, sorry, we'll just make sure that's reset properly. Yeah, MACD is coming together there, again suggesting the momentum's gone out. The divergence is no longer there. It has converged into a sandwich of lines here. So looks like it looks like the strength of that move might be exhausted. Histogram's gone down also. Looks like it's on the turn on the H4, so I wouldn't be looking to go long, even though it has been. You know, we can see we've got higher lows here, so it's going up, but it's probably wanting to come back into here by the looks of it. Strength wise, yeah, Aussie's still stronger than the dollar, and it's still got momentum up, but these other signs are saying, warning, danger, this might be over. So let's have a look at the higher time frames on the daily, just to get a better look. Yeah, we can see we're up over many days. You can see we're out the top of we've skewered the volley here, or pierced it. We're closed outside the volley here, again suggesting it's maybe ready to turn. We'll have a check the RSI on the 4, we'll check that on our way back down. But RSI, we've been in the higher, or the relatively stronger territory here, and it looks like it's still in the stronger territory, so we're still up, but this consolidation, bear in mind this is the daily, so I say consolidation, there'll be still lots of trading opportunities in there. It looks like it's just meandering. It's kind of reached this plateau, and I have been speaking about this for the last 4 weeks, saying Aussie dollar's ready to turn and have a change in momentum on the deeper trends, and we are reaching these. The warning I gave you, that even though it looks like it's topping out, even with this red candle here on the daily here, that looks like, oh well, that's it turning now. There's a red one here as well. As I say, it's still probably got room to the upside. It's still going up till it's not going up, so that's a nice spike there. This could be it. This could be the turn, but we don't have, or I don't have enough signals to say it's turning. Even looking at the weekly, we can see we've been out the top here. We're back out the top again. It's it's more ready than it was to turn down in the monthly as well. Not seeing much there because of all these Fibonacci's on the lower time frames that I've got drawn. I'll maybe get them off just while we're talking about that. Onto objects. Excuse me. Onto all our objects. It's always good to mark up your charts afresh and not rely on things that might be old. Okay, so they're gone. As we can see, we are ready to drop and change momentum direction, but it's not quite there yet. It's not confirmed, but it's almost there. So, you know, you've still got a higher high here back years ago, but I think it's certainly, as you can see, every time it reaches out and closes out the volley, but there's still potential for a spike. Or what did it do here? Yeah, even that one there. Yeah, this could be the red candle now as we're in this month. So yeah, I think it's almost ready to turn on our deeper trend. Back to the H4, we said we missed the RSI. Yeah, we're still in positive territory there. Looks like it's definitely wanting to turn here. So my bias is neutral, both on the daily, slightly still to the upside. That's still looking to the upside, I've got to say. H1, let's go down. H1 is looking on our RSI. We're ready to retest the 50 after breaking through it here. That MACD is not really telling us much, as it just pincers together again. Histogram's not giving us much indication either, other than it has been to the downside here, and then looks like it's wanting to switch, but it could still be down. The volley band is starting to compress, suggesting that it's ready for a move one way or the other. What way is that move going to be? It's come down the volley, it's resisting coming through the 50. It's probably going to be in the direction of where H4 is telling us, so we weren't sure on that. Not giving much of a read on this, am I? It's kind of waiting to show its hand, so to speak. So we will have a look down. I think it wants to come down into here. Depends what it does here. I would need to wait and see. So maybe another couple of hours and we'll see what London Open brings us. The 15, I think, as I said, on the strengths, it was showing us that it had topped and turned, and then on the price also it's showing us that it's topped and turned and on its way down again. And as it's on its way down, that 15's given us a downward trade, certainly. We're bearish on this lower time frame. There's an easy target there, down into here of 6 pips if you were trading small. I'm not taking that. That's not how I trade. But if it does that, and if it has turned on the 15, we'd need to see what it does and see if it wants to go back up, or if it keeps going down, then eventually it'll turn on the hour in a couple of hours, and that would be the point I'd be looking to take my short down into here, which would be a nice target, but it needs to break through this low here. So yeah, I think wait and see on that. Still potential for upside, but I'd say it's because of the lower time frames, it's starting to look more down, but we need to see what it does once it gets to the possible turning points. This low being a good example. How did that line up with that fair value gap? Yeah, there's the lows there. Fair value gaps here. So if the down momentum continues, we'll see what happens. Okay, let's have a look at Euro dollar. Euro dollar. That'll be a similar story. They are correlated to a degree, somewhere in the region of 70% correlated when Aussie dollar to Euro dollar. So what do we have? Rejection of this area up here with these spikes. That look how well that well, that's the high of day there. Okay, but look how well it turns just on this resistance R1 level here. So thereabouts. It's not a precise science. Which again, I'm in admiration of people who trade when they're going for these precision pips and having like precision to the pip entries and precision to the pip stops. Mine's a lot looser than that. It's got room to breathe, giving it room to breathe. But I suppose that provides the increased risk. If you're only risking 3 pips or whatever on your stop, then that's not much risk at all. But I suppose it's death by 1,000 cuts can occur in those scenarios. Okay, we're sitting at the level between the support and resistance here, just in the middle at the central pivot range, I suppose you would call it. So that indicates a little bit of one way or another. This isn't much analysis. Could go up or it could go down. So let's see what it is actually doing. So we're in the upper side of the volley. We've not quite closed above it, but that's a nice big spike and rejection of the price there, making it look like it's wanting to go down. We've got a little bit of resistance here as it's got to the central pivot range here, or support. It's found support, should I say. Again, our MACD's pincering coming together, or strength's gone out the histogram, have been to the upside. Suggests it probably wants to go to the downside, but as we approach London Open, it could go either way. It's up on the RSI. So we're up, neutral, neutral. So I would say it's ever so slightly up on the euro. The euro momentum's down, dollar momentum's up in the moment, which suggests a little bit of relaxation. And euro and dollar are going up, with dollar being slightly stronger. So there is more of a push to the downside, certainly on the hour. On the 4 hour, our momentum is stronger on the euro. So it all adds up to mixed signals, and we just need to interpret what's happening on the moment and make sure that we try to align with our higher time frames, but we need to trade what it's doing in the moment. Even if it's going down then on the 15 and it looks like it's going down on the hour, maybe I'll still be going up on the 4 hour, but we can still take a trade to the short side until it turns back in the 4 hour direction. But at the moment, this is slightly up in the 4 hour. Higher time frames, obviously we can see, going back to that 4 hour chart, that we're in a little bit of a range here, between here and here. So could it be coming back to the bottom of this range? I would say, yeah, it could. It looks like it probably wants to continue ranging into here. That would be a nice 38 pips. Now we're talking. Certainly looking that way. We'll have a look at the hour in a minute, but let's have a look in the higher time frames first. And as we can see, my MT5 has frozen. My computer's been very slow this morning. I don't know what is wrong with it. I see that I've got another MT5 running with Bitcoin. I can see that something strange has happened to that. It looks like the charts have reset. Hopefully, the account still exists, so that's good. I don't know what's happened with that. I'll need to have a look at that in a minute. It's gone back to a new version of MT5's been installed. It's not even got the any of my indicators or anything, so that's not good. So we'll need to have a look at that later. Okay, daily, as you can see, there's that been that push up this morning since the midnight open. We're resisting this 50 here, and we've got a spike appeared here, suggesting we're dropping off again. I do feel like that is also to the upside here, so we're neutral. Our MACD is telling us that we're turning to the upside, and we're to the upside on the RSI. So the overall deep trend is up, certainly on euro dollar. We can see that in the price as well there, but I don't think it's up for today, and certainly not up at the moment. So we'll have a look in the hour just to confirm that's what we're thinking. So an A trade would be to the upside, so we're not getting our A trade today because it's not looking up. Okay, we can see that we're clearly on our way down on the hour. We're into this sort of mini range in the hour. Could still head into that fair value gap in here and head down to this support level here at the ADR low. So is it moving in that direction? Well, yes it is, because we've got our MACD clearly showing we're going down. We've had a little bit of a blip here. We're still down. Our histogram's telling us down. We've had an incursion back long again, or bullish, or strength-wise strong, and we're now taking a rejection off the 50 on the RSI to head down. So we're getting down, and on the Bolly down as it closes below the 50 again. But we've got a very compressed Bollinger Band here, so there's not a strong move, and that's represented, of course, by the price here that's consolidated over this whole time since New York closed yesterday. It looks like that's maybe been New York open, and we've just consolidated since. So it's not showing its hand again, but I'd be ready to get my short move in. I'll be looking for maybe a spike up into here, maybe 10 pips, and then back down. And that would be a nice target. So I think we're looking down on there. We're looking down, but at the moment it's looking down to here of 8 pips maybe. Checking the 15. Okay, we'll check in the 15, and the 15 is showing us. 15 is showing us that we have this range that we spoke about. It's out the bottom of the Bolly here. Well, it closed below. The Bolly's compressing, and there's no momentum in anything that's happening. We've still got these fair value gaps here that I want to take. But what do we have to the downside? We've got that nice fair value gap in here at the ADR low and the support level. So we've got some confluence of 3 targets. If it does turn down, as I say, it's not moving down. It's just in that really, really tight range at the moment. So not much happening. So we're down on the MACD, as we can see. We're down on the RSI. We're down on the Bolly for the moment, but it's sausaging, so kind of neutral. Yeah, it's slightly down, lines up with the hour, that's fine. But I don't see a trade in there. That target's too far away for the current momentum. It's more than likely to bounce off these lows that we spoke about below. These lows here, and just keep ranging. Might want to take this fair value gap as well. So no trade for me, unfortunately, on euro dollar. What do you guys think? Anything interesting on euro dollar? I know it's a popular one to trade. I know most people seem to be trading indices and gold, although the favour of gold has gone off now that it's not going up any longer. So, well, or is it going up? Can't look at it because my charts have reset. My Bitcoin trade's looking better though. The drawdown is halved, so hopefully that's it turning in my long direction. I'm long on Bitcoin. I can't see where my target is because there's. I can tell you what my target is. It is 82526.53. 82526.53. That's what I'm looking for on Bitcoin this morning. It's I can't see my charts. It's all Eurodollar charts I've got up on that version of MT5 because of the whatever it's done overnight. Maybe if I restart the MT5, I'll just do that as we speak. Okay, Eurodollar. What will we look at next? If you're in the chat, please drop us a message of what you would like to see next. That's MT5 telling me it's rebooted, but no, it's the reset version has come back up. That's not good. That's annoying. I'm going to have to set up all these charts again. That is a blow when that happens, and I would hate that to happen on my main chart here that I'm on, because I think I've got 22 pairs set up on that at the moment. If you know how to save your desktop as it is, I have saved on MT5. I've tried to do this a number of times, but it never quite worked it out. If you do know how to save your profile, but unfortunately every time I do it, it kind of doesn't do what I expected to do when I bring it back up, and then I've got to do it all again anyway. So if you know how to save your profile with your charts, with your what do they call it, a background? Is it a background? Can't remember the name of it. Template. Your template. So your template that gives your candle colours, your background colour, and your lines and your indicators. Is it possible to save all your charts as they are tabbed at the moment with the template as you want it and your indicators? Let me know if you know how to do that, because your assistance would be much appreciated. I can work it out for myself. I'm just always scared to test it, because to test it might mean undoing all the work that I've done. I should do it on another instance. We'll maybe do that today on the other version of MT5. Right, I can talk about nothing for forever. Right, let us have a look at. Well, we said Aussie JPY would be good, looking at the strengths and momentum. And how does it look? How does it look? It looks like it's doing nothing. Maybe that's where the momentum. That was. Is that the candle? Oh no, that was the one from last week. We'll not talk about that. So this daily candle here, that was last Thursday, I believe, and I took a nasty hit on my stop as it spiked down into here. It wasn't a great trade. Sorry, that's Aussie JPY. Let's have a look at Aussie USD just to find the same thing. Aussie USD, that's what we're talking about. It's probably more significant. Oh, right, okay. It doesn't look as bad when you look at it on the daily, does it? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It would be that one there. That would be our nasty candle, but it's nothing compared. And there's the retrace. Oh no, there's the. Oh dear. You should never go back and look and see what it did after, because I haven't looked at it. And these are the trades that I got wrong on the way down, looking for what ultimately happened by the looks of that green candle on the way up. Or are these the trades? Oh dear, right. We'll not look at that anymore. But let's have a look at Aussie JPY. So In the Wilds is saying that he switched from gold a few months ago to S&P futures. Yes, is that minis or micros? I can't remember. Yes, I think signifies a futures gold market. Is that correct? And that is gold got too expensive. Yeah, gold is. I'm actually trading Bitcoin. Bitcoin can be expensive as well, but I find it more predictable than gold. Gold can hurt me a lot, so I've avoided gold. My account's not big enough to survive some of the moves to make it worthwhile trading. So I've avoided gold, but yeah, I've moved over to Bitcoin and just for tiny position sizes. Gold often has a higher position size, especially if you're trading ETFs or the other types of ECNs and things like that. Is it, what are they called? CFDs. CFDs. I'm getting all mixed up. If you're trading CFDs, the smallest position size, but I believe you can do it better in futures where it gets you can get micro contracts on them. I made the mistake of opening a futures account just to have a look and see, and thought it was on the micro, but it was on the mini or gold again. It wasn't pretty what happened in a very short space of time. Elias is saying he's also on the minute chart though. So yeah, they do say that all charts are fractal, so the reading, they do look different. You can tell the difference between a minute chart and an hour chart, but if it's fractal and everything's just a proportionate version of the size above, then you should be able to trade any size chart, and the lower you go, the faster things can happen, and the more you can survive. As you say, if it's an expensive market, then small moves on smaller time frames can be more survivable than big moves when it goes way against you. And the freight train happens as can be the danger. Okay, so that's interesting to know. I do intend to branch into futures in the future, as they say, so to speak, but I'm concentrating on my Forex for the moment. Let's get that sorted and not move on until we have successes for those who survive and strive and keep going. Not give up, no matter how insane people think you are, and no matter, you've got to become obsessive and about what you're doing in order to succeed at it. Okay, Aussie GPY. I don't have my volley on there, so let's set that up. I'll bore you with this again. I should really speak to the guys in the chat who have got the coding knowledge, because it's not I didn't make this indicator, but it's a Bollinger 1, is it called? And I've got to set up, it's just a standard 20 moving average on the Bolly here. My Bollinger widths are, I think is it 2, so is that 2 standard deviations? I think it's something or a version of it or based on it. And colours. I like it for the colours. I don't really use the colours, but it does sort of tell you a little bit about what's going on. But I can't get the colours to save, no matter how I save it. But the colours default to the black screen version, which are horrendously looking colours if you look at that. And I always set it up to my own by individually clicking through each one, and just I normally do it a lot quicker than this. It's just because you guys are watching and feeling the pressure. Flat, so we'll go for a kind of that colour. Old lace. Get the middle moving average as black, and then we get the outer ones as dark orange, because that's how my original IG had dark orange or orange red kind of borders on its Bolly, so I tried to keep it the same. So there's our Bolly has appeared now. Shows we're in neutral territory here, indicated by this sausaging and this ranging here. That's showing as an up move. That's showing as neutral, so it's neutral till it's not. It doesn't really give the directional moves, but I quite like it being on the chart for some reason. I would miss it. Okay, so what we're looking at here, as I did say, yen looks down, although yen is now moving with the dollar, the Aussie dollar, in the same direction, so they're sitting together on the lower time frames. Yen's heading up, Aussie's heading up. Strength wise, Aussie and yen are are sitting at the top on the lower time frames, so we're not going to be, we'll probably, if we look at the really low time frames here, going into the minute, we'll see, yeah, look, there's, the strengths are so close together that they're just vibrating on a tiny little move of 5 pips from one side to the other at the moment. So looks like all the markets so far we've looked at are looking for, are ready to explode. No news today that we know of. There could still be some news from the Persian Gulf or the Arabian Gulf, depending on what side of the equation you want to look at that. So we might get some news here just as we approach quarter to the hour. Always scares me, LS. I don't know how you do it on that minute chart. Looking at that spike there, it scares me. But it's you can see we're moved out of that small range now. And just as I say, there's strengths in there. Aussie's still sitting at the top with yen together. Aussie's moving up nicely. Yen's still moving down on the hour and still wanting to move down. I do think we'll get this move to the upside that looks like it's just perhaps beginning as we break that high on the minute. But so I do think it's an upside move, but we'll analyse it properly. We'll look at the 4 hour first. So we're out at the top here, we're back to the middle, we've resisted the middle. On the Bolly, we're hitting the central pivot range. Our ADR high and resistance 1 are together. Our support low 1 and ADR low are together here. So they look, that looks like 2 nice targets there, but what way is it going? As I say, we do look like from the strengths and the momentum it's to the upside. That MACD's opening up there, we're getting that divergence and we're getting our increased histograms here which are showing it wants to have some momentum and strength to the upside on the Aussie GPY we're looking at the moment. In the middle here we've come down, we've broken through the 50, we've retested it, we've come back through, we've retested it, we've come back through, we've retested it, we've come back through, then we've got more of a positive direction to the upside. So we're up and up on the H4. That's aligning with our strengths. I did say this was the one to look at today. That's aligning with our momentum. That's aligning with our Bolly. We want to go up. Where's our target? This ADR high is looking nice. It's still within that spike of that high there. So not really breaking that high. But do I have any fair value gaps on this chart? Doesn't look like it, so we're probably going to have to add them as well. Looks like we've had a problem in this chart so far. We're saying good morning to MGN Thalantir. Good morning, Sean. Welcome to the stream this morning. Good to see you here. Thank you for joining us yet again on the Apex Brotherhood live stream this morning. We're just breaking down, Aussie JPY. And that's what we're looking at this morning. Excuse any interruptions you may hear in the background. We're live, we are live. And we've got Elias saying lately it has been spiking in my direction. That's what you want, but every time I have already taken my profits. Yeah, there's something to be said for, if you're not in the trade, then the market will always have another trade at some point, and I always try not to look at what it does. It was annoying when I looked at what the UJ had. Oh no, it wasn't even UJ. I'm mixed up this morning. Just correct me if I'm talking nonsense. It was Aussie I was looking at when I was talking about UJ. Well, maybe I'll look at that and see what it's done, and maybe I'll feel a bit better. I wouldn't have to cry into my cornflakes after the stream has finished. Yeah, April for me was just a little bit of a month where the expectations following a successful February and March, my expectations were not met, with probably undoing about half the work that went into February and March in my other accounts. Okay, we're speaking about AJ. AJ. Okay, let's look. We're up. Daily, higher time frames. It was certainly up on that move there. And the price, we've got a little bit of a, looks like that was maybe a 50% retracement. We've got a fib on there. Oh, oops, fib's disappeared off the top. So we can take that top there. Yeah, it went back to the 23 there. So if we take that as the bottom to the top on that daily move, it's come back here, turned exactly on the 23. Failed to really, well, took the high again, but failed to go much further. Didn't take the 127, and it retraced. Yeah, there we go, right on that 50, and a little bit more. We're almost to the 61, but certainly turned to the 50, and then it looks like it's like bounce between the 23 and the 38 there on the retracement. Now it's wanting to go higher. Where is high? If high is high, you know, I've got that the wrong way around, but that would normally be a 127 up here at the R2. But certainly, if it wants to return to this ADR high, bear in mind that's the ADR high in the daily. That does change between the time frames. R1's looking a nice target to sort of retest this high here. If we are up on this today, AJ, that's certainly looking up. But it's looking down for the moment because of this retrace. Our MACD's showing us down. Our RSI's still showing lack of strength here on the downside, although it is retesting the 50. So if it does break and turn, and it looks like that's about to be what it's setting up to do in the H4, but it's not quite confirmed in the high time frames. Bear in mind, all these indicators are lagging indicators, so we do have to be careful that we're, you know, it shows you what's happened after it's happened. So could you just be a price trader and just watch what the price is doing? Probably, but I think they do show you what's setting up once you get experienced and learning how to view what's going on. Down to the lower time frames onto the H1, that's a nice target to the upside there, filling that, and that's that high, isn't it? Is that the high that we're talking about retaking? Yes, it is. Right on the ADR. The fair value gap ends right on the ADR. Oh dear, I want to take this right now. It's tempting me. Let's get confirmation that it's a trade that's in my arsenal, so to speak. Yeah, MACD's showing us a nice move up. We're into the positive territory here in the RSI between the 50, heading back this direction, although it is plateauing a little bit just now. Do we have any areas below that it might want to go to first? I'm confident in taking this trade already, just from what I've seen. Daily's not quite lined up. H4's I'm happy with. I'm happy with this, so that would be a B trade so far. So where am I getting my entry? Well, look at that. That is beautiful, that move. That there. Would it likely go to the target, or is there any other targets in between that we could look at? When you look at that move down on the fib, yeah, we could be cautious and come out here, which is still a nice move of 50 pips. We could certainly target to here, which is a nice move of 24 pips. Let's have a look in the lower time frames, see if there's anything that's attracting it lower. This is here, this 30, this right in the middle of the 38. We've got a fair value gap. We're above the central pivot range. Our R1 is just above ADR high. Oh, it's looking nice. It is looking nice. I would say there's a nice trade in there. We're starting to break these highs here. So yeah, I'm good to take a trade on that, to be fair. We're AJ. Now, there was that bad news on Aussie overnight, and we haven't really seen a reaction to that. Does that mean that I know that Aussie and Japanese economies are closely related, so is that why we're not getting much reaction here? Although we didn't see much reaction on the dollar as well. Okay, I'm going to take a trade on this. I'm going to wait and see what it does on the hour. What we're going to do in the meantime is I'm going to take just a 3-minute break. I will return to you at 8 AM. Thanks for watching so far. Please hang around. Enjoy the break yourself. Get yourself a coffee. Get yourself organised for the day. Get your charts booted up. And we'll return at 8 AM. I will be right back. Thank you for joining me, and we'll get in this trade on AJ once we return. Thank you. See you in a few minutes at 8 AM. Bye bye now. How you doing, guys? Thanks for hanging around. I'm just organising juggling, shall we say, a few things. So we're approaching 8 o'clock. I'll do a little news roundup at 8 AM for those just joining us. If you have just joined us, remember to hit like and subscribe. Double check. You may think you're subscribed and you may not be. Just make sure you are. And we'll continue looking at that AJ trade. As I said, that was the one I picked out from the strengths and momentum this morning, so I'm reasonably happy. It's a big candle to fill, right enough. Would we want to? That'll be the 8 o'clock. That's 8 o'clock switch now. We're into the 8 o'clock candle, so let's see how it moves. If we're breaking these highs, we'll probably get in. Could it still spike down and want to retest here first? Potentially. What's it doing on the... We're getting a bit of divergence on the MACD, a little bit of... Yeah, this is still to turn to the upside, so yeah, the MACD on the 15 is not a turn, so we'll wait on that happening. We'll see if this is a a rounded retest of the 50 and the RSI before it goes back up again. So does still looks a little bit down just now, but it's turning. We'll see if we can get a better price. We'll not just jump in with an entry. Okay, so it is 8 AM in London. It's it's now midnight in Los Angeles and 3 PM Hong Kong. Welcome to the Apex Brotherhood live stream and live stream news. We are live here. I am Scott Callahan and I am known as Sigma FX Trading. And let's have a look at the news today. On First Squawk, first of all, we have spot gold, and it rises nearly 1%. So we've had a bit of a rise in gold yesterday. We've got other various news here, news from the Middle East as well, that Kuwait is debasing the US troops and not allowing overflights. They're obviously looking to secure their longer term interests in movement of oil and gas through the Strait of Hormuz. Emirates airline, I presume, is well hedged until 28-29 on fuel. Most airlines in most of the world do hedge their fuel, so spikes and changes in prices are not as impactful. Apparently US airlines don't, so US airlines likely to suffer more as a result of higher fuel. We've already seen a liquidation or bankruptcy of Spirit, one of the main players in the budget sector of American Airlines. What else have we had? EU reaches deal on simpler AI rules. AI is going to be the driving force in all things economy and over the next few years. There's some big moves ahead. I don't see anything that's going to affect us too much today. And as we know, we've had a look at the economic news, and what we can see here is this morning, 1:30 PM London time, and be aware, initial jobless claims. So that's a big one for the dollar news this afternoon at 1:30 PM. So if you are trading any pair, because the dollar will move all markets, but especially if you're trading a dollar pair, especially if you have a prop account and you're not allowed to trade news, do not enter, do not take a trade. Round about 1:30 PM, keep out. If in doubt, stay out, wait and see what happens. The Aussie news, as I say, overnight was significantly negative for the balance of trade. Probably Iran war related. I didn't see anything about that on First Squawk. That would have been a few hours ago, right enough. There's such an amount of news comes through on this that it's difficult to pick out the important stuff. Generally, if it's something that's happening now, it'll be flashing up. There does seem some positive moves in the negotiations out in Iran as well, with the Pakistanis mediating between the attacking parties and the Iran itself to find a solution to get things back to some new form of normality, whatever that may be. IDF reports interception of aerial targets launched from Lebanon, so the ceasefire there is still not ceasing. And gold surges as Iran deal hopes crush the US dollar. So yeah, you've always got to ask yourself the question: is it strong dollar? Is it weak dollar? Is it strong gold? Which one is it? Is it both? What's moving? What's moving? There's an equation there. What I often like to do is look at the price of an asset against the price of another asset with the dollar factored out to try and eliminate what actually just might be driving it. You know, the weakness of the dollar's perhaps driving the gold price there, or is it the gold price driving the gold dollar price as other countries go into the safe haven of gold and take their money out of other assets, not necessarily the dollar. Who knows? It's much bigger than my mind can compute. You've just got to look and see what the charts are doing when you're trading, and try not to think about it too much. But it can be interesting. can be interesting. Just having a look through the news there. What else do we see? Nothing obvious standing out. If you're aware of anything else happening, please let me know. What's the real Donald Trump saying today? We did have a look earlier, and I didn't see anything controversial. There was a lot of kind of domestic politics in there. There's a bit about Iran, assuming Iran agrees to give what has been agreed to. It's a very convoluted way of not telling us anything, which is perhaps a big assumption. The already legendary Epic Fury will be at an end. And the highly effective blockade will allow the Hormuz Strait to be open to all. So it looks like success is going to be judged on the reopening of the strait that was previously open 7 weeks ago. If they don't agree, the bombing starts. That doesn't sound good, and that is obviously probably going to be avoided, even though we might think there's a little bit of instability there in the judgment of the warring parties to find peace. Thank you for your attention to this matter, Donald J. Trump. I have tried to practice my Donald J. Trump impersonation, but it's not going well. It's not going well at all. Good morning if you're in the chat. If you want to say hello and want to look at anything in particular, please let us know, and I will endeavour to do my best to oblige. We're not going to have Evan on this morning, I don't believe, so it is just me, unfortunately. I'll also be back tomorrow, and if you want to join me then, it'll be an 8 AM start. I only do the 7 AM start for the small account update. If you missed that, you're not getting another one. You'll just need to join me on the Discord to get an update on the small accounts. And we do have some fantastic inspiration, because William Davies, who I see has just joined us from our Apex Brotherhood founder, Will Davies. Yo Scott, yo Will, good to see you this morning. Let's do this. And the news I was about to reveal there was not that you are in the sauna, which I believe you are. So thank you for joining from the sauna this morning. It's always good. The success of being able to carry out your business anywhere as a trader is that you can join your Apex Brotherhood colleagues from the sauna. And it's a lovely time to be in the sauna. A nice way to awaken the body, get that heat, get the pores open, get the toxins released in the sweat, and ease the joints. You know, if you're getting to my age, then the old creaky joints a sauna does it the world of good. I did look, actually, funnily enough, at garden saunas, because I'm not a member of a gym at the moment. That is on the list. I'm going to speak to Ewan, our co-founder, about fitness and improvements as part of joining the Brotherhood. You can do that. There's a three-pronged approach to being in the Brotherhood, which is trading, fitness, and lifestyle. Not necessarily in that order. You don't have to be interested in all three, but they all kind of fit lovely together. But you can focus on one or another, and there's different avenues to being successful, and success being the only option at the Brotherhood. But going back to the sauna, I did think at one point, I've got kind of gym equipment in my shed as well, but I do like to go. There's something about going to a gym is better than just going out to your outbuildings to exercise. You know, the actual ritualistic act of journeying to the gym, and I wouldn't join a gym unless it's got a sauna. So I did at one point think I could have a sauna in my back garden. I've got a hot tub in my back garden. I built a deck, and it's like a 2-level deck, and I built an upper deck that has just specially designed to fit the hot tub. It is just a lazy boy. At the time they were 350 pounds. I think they're probably more now. It's burst currently. I think my daughter and her friends were having a carry on and There's a burst in it, so that needs to be repaired for this summer's hot tub season. So the sauna, I did look into it. They're pretty expensive to buy, to build in your garden, or to buy pre-manufactured. But I did start to look into building one myself. But yeah, the cost does go up. You've got to insulate and waterproof and have, you know, heat-proof doors and glass, and yeah, a sauna is good. I did get an offer. I did do a trial at a gym last year. So they've sent me an offer yesterday, limited time, 35 quid for a 28-day trial membership. So I think I'm going to start with that. I'm not sure about the limited time offer when that ends. I'm sure they'll let me know. So once it gets to the end of that, I do have work to do as well. So once it gets to the end of that limited time offer, I think I'm going to take that up. And Will is saying, yeah, it is. He's just confirming it is good to get up and get out early. Definitely. I've not done my exercise this morning. With the early morning stream, I've just come on here. I had to, as I say, I've not looked at a chart since last Thursday, so I did spend a little bit of time just making sure that all the technicals were good for starting the stream this morning. But it is my intention this week. I have started a new eating plan this week. So I'm doing a restricted window of eating. I'm only eating between 11 AM and 7 PM, so 8 hours of eating, and I'm on paleo diet, so that's only salads, nuts, meat. So I mean, and when you're hungry, all these things appeal a lot more than they do if you're allowing yourself to eat whatever rubbish you want. You know, normally it's jammy wagon wheels have been my downfall over the last few months, and at the weekend I just went jammy wagon wheel daft. And at work, I was at work on Saturday and Sunday, and I think I ate about 8 jammy wagon wheels over the 2 days, along with a whole load of other crisps and things. And I was like, no, this has got to stop. This has got to stop. We need to foster the ethos which I profess every Thursday, and we need to look at the body, look at the fitness, look at what you're putting in, and make sure that it aligns with your goals of the future. And being overweight and having a terrible diet and the associated illnesses that go with that is not what I want to do. I want to be fit, healthy, and the best I can possibly be. So restricted window eating, low carb or no carb pretty much, dairy free pretty much, still putting milk in my coffee, and I do feel energized each morning. You know, I'm probably up for 5 hours before I'm eating. I do feel a lot more energy, but I feel I'm a little bit hangry. I'm getting a little bit hangry in the afternoons, but that will pass. The first week or two is always the most difficult stage when you do anything like this, but I will achieve it, and we'll go on to do it, and then maybe slowly introduce some treats, because you can't just live on salad and nuts and grilled chicken, or can you? Sometimes decision fatigue can be the things, you know, if you have chicken soup for your dinner every night. But that's not the way I want to live. I want to enjoy food and some of the good things in life. So it's a temporary thing just to get reset, and then we'll keep those good habits and introduce the treats in a structured way. So Will is very impressed with my outside sauna, hot tub, and gym. Yeah, it's a good thing. I've got like a multi-weight thing, a rowing machine. I've got a cross trainer, and I've got a bike. I don't have a running machine. It didn't make it to the new gym, but the outdoor sauna could still be on the cards. That would be something to spend some trading profits on in the future. But I do like going out. I think if you're going out to a nice gym and interacting with people. It's good to speak to people and socialise as well. Connection with others is always an important part to life. You know, you don't want to be so insular that you don't have to leave your house, unless you do want to do that. And Elias just telling us that home gym equipment is great for hanging laundry on. Yeah, at the moment mine has got some coving for a ceiling that I'm putting coving round up the stairs. The coving's basically lean it over about 3 machines so that it doesn't get damaged out of the way. That shows you how much I've been using it, because it's been there for a while. So yeah, it's a coving support stand at the moment. So Will is just reminding us to, I haven't read this, so make sure you all get in this Discord around 7 PM to join us trading the 100 to 1000. I'm about to take my first 100 to 1000 trade today. I'll put my glasses on. Where are they? Lost them. Head, shoulders, knees and toes. We've failed to bring my glasses back from my short break earlier. The AJ trade, it's not really moving. It's about to, it's approaching retesting. In fact, it's retesting the high. Sorry, I'll bring that up on the screen so you can all see what I'm talking about. MT5. There we are. Okay, so I picked AJ was my pick of the day. It's wanting to test that high now. I think if it breaks that high, we'll be in and good to go, and we're going to take it higher. We'll target the ADR high, but we'll be ready to take profits at the 61.8, the 75, 76.4 on the fib, with an ultimate runner to go to the high here. It's a lot to ask because we have been ranging for all this time. We're a little bit uncertain about what the Aussie news overnight, which can be correlated to the Japanese economy, is doing. But you know, we just seem to have a sandwich here. But the higher time frames were telling us we want to go to the upper side, so we're looking for a long. There was a danger zone below that it might want to retrace to into here. It's certainly not heading there now, and it's having another shot at that high. So we're ready to get in there, so I'm just going to have a look and see what size I should be trading on this. Make sure I've got the right account on here. So this would be my leader account, because this is the leader I'm trading here. So into my risk engine. My risk engine is telling me that it was a B trade and it was 0.58 I should be trading on the AJ. This is just so I equalise all my trades, so that I know that any pip move on any asset will result in roughly the same profit. I'm trying to get away from looking at profit and just looking at pips, but that's something on my list when I'm reviewing my strategy this week. Just not looking at the amount, because I do silly things occasionally. I've kind of stopped doing it now, but do silly things occasionally, like trying to make it around £100 profit when actually the trade's only £97.50. You know, you shouldn't be rounding it up just to make it nice. You know, that's I've heard of a few people doing that kind of thing. And Will is just confirming that you've got to love a wagon wheel. You do. It's got to be the jammy ones. I'm not going to advocate having the biscuity ones. The jammy ones are the only way to go. You get 6 for £1 out of Poundland. There's a Poundland where I work, so that's the danger. That's the danger. The wagon wheels were calling me yesterday when I was at work, but I've honestly not had a single carbohydrate. The only sugar I've had has been in tangerines. This is day 4. So day 4. I think Will did say don't make Monday the day to start things, but it was Monday I started. Or it doesn't have to be Monday where you start things. Or start things new, or on Monday I will start this. But I did start it on Monday. Just as Will was saying that, I thought, oh, I'm starting my diet today. So do watch if you like for some inspirational start to the week ahead, where the boardroom broadcast with Will. That's every Monday at 7 AM. So do check it out. we even had it on the bank holiday this week. So I didn't trade the bank holiday. As I say, I've not traded since Thursday. Friday was a day. Was that a day working? I think it was a day off. I was working Saturday, Sunday. In fact, I was working Friday. I took Monday off, even though I was not working Monday, and I could have traded. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, I worked, so I didn't trade. Today I'm off, and I'm trading. So we're looking for this AJ to break this high. It's still, it could still. Yeah, it's the volley is opening up. Right, let's get the trade set up. I'm good to go on this. I'll just drop down to 15. Let's see what our target is. If it does drop down to that fair value gap below, we'll get more trades in. I'm going to target 80 pips just now, but as I said, that'll be my worst entry at the moment. If it does drop down, we'll get another entry here below, and then we'll split the trades up into these smaller targets. I'll maybe take some take profits here or add into the trade if it gains that momentum, and if the daily. I don't think the daily is going to turn on this move, but if the daily did turn, we would make it an A trade and we would add into it as well. But I don't think it's going to turn, but we'll keep an eye on it. Right, what did we say? We'll trade it to about there. We'll say 70 pips. So let's do a new order. Can you see my orders when they come up? Yes, you can. Good. So Aussie yen 0.58 we said. We'll go for 700 points, 70 pips as I take profit. We'll just put in the 70 pips as the stop loss for the moment, and we'll buy it. That's us in. As I say, no precision entry here. Do think it could potentially come down to here, so we'll put a buy limit order in. We'll stick to the same price. I'll just carefully look at my. Oh, that's went right in there. I'll just carefully look at what my risk is. So at the moment we're 0.25% risk on the account for this trade. We'll just add in this order below. I don't like to go over 0.75%. That's my new rule. So if we're taking that from here to the same take profit, we're saying 90 pips versus 50 pips. So we'll go 500 and 900, and we'll get the size as 0.58 again. Sometimes I half it if it looks like it's going to come back on my retrace. It doesn't look like it's got far to go on the retrace here, to be fair. So I'm going to keep the size the same. Sometimes I would half the size as we go for better entries. So we're buying there. I'll just bring that down. Well, into there. It could spike into there at the London Open, although it is Aussie yen, so is that likely to change it? So we're 0.45% of a risk, and we're looking to gain. We'll just average them up to there, keep them together. As I say, if it takes the lower trade, I'll lower the take profit of the higher, the worst trade. The worst trade will come out sooner to give the better entry more breathing room. So we're roughly 1-to-1. Well, we're better than 1-to-1. We're 0.59%, I think that says. I should have my glasses on. Against 0.44% if we take that stop. We're already going into profit, which is always a good sign. It's nothing worse when it instantly drops down, but we're ready for it to drop down to here. Still happy if it drops down to here. If it goes below these lows here, then I know I'm wrong, and I would probably look to get out before it even gets near my stop. But that's where my stop is at the moment. We just put in a rough figure for the stop. I'm happy to keep my stop there. Again, it's these lows here that I'm more worried about. We'll keep an eye on that. Right, we're in £5.20 or $5.20 into profit so far on that. Would anyone like to look at anything else this morning? Thank you for joining us here on the Brotherhood this morning. This is the Apex Brotherhood live stream. Do check out membership. Click on the link in the description on the Discord. And do remember to like and subscribe. Keep the stream going. We have already broken down Aussie USD, Euro USD. We also looked at Aussie JPY. That was my pick of the day. That's the trade we're in now. I'm going to set up a screen record for my Aussie JPY. Oh, I'm just giving you all my... Sorry about that. Oh, no, I'm not. Okay. Oh, hopefully I never cut you off there. Where are we? Are we still live? Oh, no. I am not sure if we're still live or not. I think I might have just cut something off there. I'm just signing back in. If I've disappeared, then you won't hear this. And if I've not disappeared, then thank you for being here today. I'm going back into... I don't know what happened there. Oh my goodness. EVBucks. Oh no, we're still here. We're still here somewhere. I can't see it. You've disappeared. Oh, there it is. We are still live. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. That's what we want. Right. Okay. So the question was, and the answer was, I was setting up a screen share. Right, you've got my boring face on here. Let's keep an eye on what the... Oh, sorry. Let's keep an eye on what the trade is doing. We've got AJ trade. We're long. It's not moved so far from our entry. We'll go down to a lower time frame just to keep an eye on that. Pulley is in the house. Good morning, Pulley. Welcome, Scott, in chat. Thank you, Pulley. Good to have you here. Keep it clean, please. You've been warned. I've got the block button. I now know where that is. So good to have you here, Pulley. Will is telling me I'm still live. I couldn't see these comments, Will, because I lost the background there for a second, and I was just trying to work out where it had gone. I thought I'd accidentally closed the window. Will is also saying hello to Pulley this morning. Okay, so our AJ trade is taking a drop lower. Looks like it's moving with some degree of bearishness. But we're in, and we're confident in our analysis, and we're going to keep an eye on it all day. I will record my trades, the AJ, and we'll see how it pans out. Live or not live, recorded, and I'll post that in the Discord later, and you can have a look in time-lapse mode how the trade pans out. Morning MGN from Will to MGN, and Will is also saying hello to Elias in the Wilds trades as well. It's good to have you all in here. We've got a number of viewers across X and YouTube this morning, so I can see that we've got a lot of people in, so thank you for joining us on the live stream this morning. I did say we're going to go on and break down another trade. I do see that MGN is saying GU flew away without him, so that is the cue for me to have a look at GU and see if there's still a trade in there for me. At the moment, I wasn't getting anything on Euro or Aussie this morning. AJ was standing out for me, and it's gone against me immediately, but that's the way of these things. We just need to ensure that we keep an eye on it and make sure that we're watching for it. Anything that tells us that trade is not on anymore, and get out, or if it is on and it's going better than we thought, get more positioning, up it if it's going for you. My throat is not standing up to 2 hours of talking this morning for some reason. Anyway, GU, where do we have? Okay, right, and we'll move this again. I'm not able to do my recording just now because I seem to have lost my recording screen on the to record the trade, but we'll continue to break this down. Okay, GU has certainly jumped up there on that, presumably the 8 o'clock candle. Yep, So we've got that London fake out, or is it? Or is it? It's not a fake out if Sean's long. It does look long. Let's break it down. So 4 hour. The Bolly, the price in relation to the Bolly, it's failed to break through the top. The Bolly is opening up. It's flaring, suggesting that there's momentum to the upside, so it may not be too late. It depends what your target is. Probably, I'm guessing your target will be below these highs. Sean, you're maybe just targeting maybe 5 or 6 pips there. I don't know. I still think it's got room to the upside. It's hit R1 already this morning. Or is that this morning? That'd be late last night, actually. No, yeah. Yeah, it would be into yesterday. It's hit R1. And it's resisted the central pivot. Not looking to go lower. We're certainly looking long on the hour as well, on the Bolly. Well, it has got a bit of compression here. Compression here. We're not really getting a long signal. It is not a short signal either. It's kind of neutral. What's it telling us? Back to the H4. Okay, so we're looking up. We're looking up on the H4. On the Bolly and the price. We're looking up. We're getting this cross in here on the no. It's diverging on the MACD here. We're just getting a bit of indecision here. It has been long. It's trying to cross. We're getting negative histogram here. It's turned on this hour. It's bounced on the 50 and the RSI. It's wanting to go up. I would say neutral, well, up, neutral, and up. So we're up overall in H4. Price action's up. Are we looking for longs? Yes. Is the hour long though? The hour's certainly been down into a range. We've got compression on the Bolly. This compression indicates we might get a move like this that's now happening, but it's also just stopping there on the outside of that Bolly on the hour. It's opening up, as we said, getting the divergence on the MACD here. It's certainly heading up on here. We're almost back into oversold, overbought territory here. Not quite. So it's up. The move that may be the move. That may be the move to the upside. But it looks like it certainly wants to relax a little bit. But we're still getting higher lows. Well, we get a higher high. If we're getting a higher high and it is to the upside, as the H4 says it wants to be, and the H1 is hinting it might be heading in that direction with an up, currently up, and careful on the Bolly. Yeah, we could have a nice target here at ADR high, which is also a fair value gap, but it's in between R1 and R2. What does the higher time frames tell us? Higher time frames tell us that we're up, we're ranging, and we're topping out. Don't think there's much to go to the upside, although it could quite easily visit this previous high here. It's heading for that direction. What's 15 telling us? 15 is telling us it's down for now. Well, it's up. It's been strongly up. It's strongly up, but it's turning. We can see that the MACD is telling us up, but turning down. We can see the RSI is saying up, but turning down. So we're getting a bit of relaxation in the 15. The hour is turning up. H4 is up. The daily was up, but topping. They're all kind of up, but topping. And the 15s looks like it's given us an opportunity for a better price. So I would say yeah, we're long. We're long. Where did that fair value gap go? Did it just disappear there? There it is. Okay, so we're long. But it looks like it's down on the 15 for now. I would like to get a little entry here and take it back up to that high. What's that? 30 pips. So what are we? We're a B trade on pound dollar. We don't have any pound dollar news. We've got dollar news at 1:30 p.m. So pound dollar, yeah, zero. We can get a 0.44 trade on that. So let's just do a limit trade there. Let it come back into that fair value gap. See if it takes us. We could put in an order above just in case as well. We'll take it to the ADR high just now as an ambitious target, and we'll put in an order above. So we've got 63 pips, so we'll go for 630 on the points. So we'll let it come back. It's topping out, so it's a little bit dangerous to go that high. I would be looking to reconsider at this level here, so I'll put an alert on. 0.44 is correct. Right, so we're 630, we're 630. 0.44 position size, which would give us a nice $150 to there, or about $270 to there. Okay, so we'll put that in there just now. We'll just make sure that's down below there. We'll check that our stop is in a good position after. So Sean is saying, I'm looking for a retracement to this morning's Tokyo high and then a continuation up towards yesterday's London high, with my stop loss just below the Tokyo low on the 15 minute. That's very similar to what I've just done, I think. Although I've got this ambitious ADR high if it decided to take off. But again, I think that'll be the London high yesterday that you're targeting. Tokyo low, would that be that one? Yeah, I would say that's the point to get out here, where if it goes below that. Is that Tokyo, or is this Tokyo low here? That'll be Tokyo low here. Yeah, certainly if it comes below that, then we're both wrong. So we've got a trade on that. We've not actually. We'll put in an order above this high, so that we're getting two opportunities to get in. We'll put a buy stop on this, because I think it's going to take the order below. But even so, you've got that confirmation of the price going in your direction if you're ahead of the price and it comes to take your order as it's going in the direction you want. So we'll target 18 pips on the worst entry, which it would be if it takes that order above. So 18 pips to the upper side. We'll change that to 0.44 as well. So that's our position size for a B trade. We're buying, so I'll just make sure that's going on as a limit order, a stop. Was that a buy stop order? Is that correct? Yeah, or a stop order it says on MT5. Right, so we're in there. Oh, I better move that down to there. We don't want our stop there. Although our stop there would be in a good position if it takes that high, because if it takes that fair value gap, it's unlikely to want to come back to it. So yeah, we could keep that there. It's just I would also be happy to leave it just there. So that stop below there, if the price takes it down to here and then goes in the direction of the bullishness that we want, then it's the stop is safer there. I'm going to move it down to here. I'm going to move it down to here. I'm not going to let it go to there. As Sean says, here is the point of you being wrong. So I've got an alert in here, an alert and above when it goes to here. I consider taking profit off this trade if it takes it. But either way, we've got an order in, and if it comes to here and it goes to there, we've got 2 orders in. Some nice profits to be made. Let's see if it's long. AJ trade is going in our favour. We'll quickly just switch back to that and have a look. See what it's doing. Is that bolly going to open up as it reaches the top of that bolly? It's hopefully is going to. We're on the 15-minute there. I really need to wear glasses. Yeah, so we're 8 pips in profit at the moment. I'm going to change my profit into pips. That's on this week's to-do list. Finalise the journal and finalise or refine the trading plan. Try and remove the dollar signs away from any trading decisions and make it a pips decision rather than a pounds decision. So AJ's going in our favour. We've got our pound dollar trades set up, stop limit order and a buy stop order, and a buy limit order. Going long, 2 targets, ambitious. If it keeps going, it's not looking like it's going to keep going because it's in that consolidation there. But we do have a deeper trend of bullishness. We are likely to see this lower order being taken, but we'll keep an eye on it. We'll keep an eye on it. We're not in the trade at the moment. We'll put a trailing stop on as well, just in the case that does go to there. We can make sure it trails once it reaches the target, and it would then be a kind of break-even order. So we'll trail it at 25 pips. So once it gets 25 pips in profit, we'll trail it at 20 pips, and then there's 5 pips profit locked in if it does what we think it's going to do. So trails on. Okay. Anyone else in the chat? Say hello, please. Let us know where you're from, what you're trading, how you came across us this morning. Let's have a look at UJ. Now, I don't like UJ after what I was about to say what it did to me last week, but it's only what I did to myself when trading UJ. You can't blame the markets for your results. Your results are down to what you decide to do. We'll stay on the stream till 9 AM. 9 AM I'm going to drop off. I've got a few things to do today. I need to go to a local hardware store called Screwfix and pick up a lot of things, so I need to get that order done this morning. Go and pick it up. It's normally ready in 10 minutes. And I've got some DIY to go and help someone with this afternoon. And I've got a phone call to make as well. A couple of phone calls to make to just sort out financial stuff and lifestyle stuff and all the stuff I don't get to do when I'm working. Not getting one more working day. No more working days this week until Sunday. Working Sunday. And Monday next week. So you'll not have me on Monday either, but I'll be doing the stream tomorrow if my voice lasts. I noticed my daughter this morning was coughing or sneezing, so hopefully hopefully it's just because I've been constantly talking for 1 hour and 45 minutes that I've got a sore throat this morning. And maybe getting run down as well with the new diet. Anyway, let's stop talking about inconsequential nonsense. Don't know what's happened to my trailing stop loss. I cannot speak. I'll put my teeth in. It's kind of gone blank, so it looks like I might need to reset a few things. Right, UJ. That's a 5-minute chart, so let's get off that. There's my nasty. Oh, you don't see my trades. That was a nasty drop there. I tried to guess the retracement from about here, and then it just slammed down another almost 20 pips. 200 pips. Yeah, that one caught me out. and it was stupid because it didn't fit my plan. I was trying to make a quick buck, and when it dropped down to here, thinking I could take it back 50%, get a nice 100 pip profit. Instead I took a 200 pip loss. That wasn't good. I did warn you about that on the stream last week, which is the irony of it. If you'd listened to me, and if I'd listened to me last Thursday morning, I warned you. I said watch out for BOJ intervention on UJ, and do not get caught out with a 300 pip drop. And what did it do? It's dropped because it was hitting this price where it's done that before, and it dropped much more than it did the last time. 437 pips it dropped. If you took that trade, great. I know some guys got in on it when it started dropping. If you went for the reversal on that day, then you'll be in a similar position to me. And if you had patience, excuse me, and let it play out, and you sat in your hands and you tried to take the retracement, you may, let's see, I don't have let's see if what the fib did on that. Where is it in terms of fibs? Is there a fib? Oh, I've got the fib on it already. Oh, the fib's on it already. Fib is going crazy. Okay, the fib, that was my guess at the fib there. Well, what's it doing? It's back to the 38 now. It's not hit the 50 yet. I was looking for the 50 on the day. How inconsiderate and impatient. And I was rewarded for my impatience. So it's roughly come back. It's kind of ranging in that 23 range there. But it would have caught you out again if you think it's done. Back below the low of the drop there. And it back again below the low of the drop there. So there's still a lot of push to the downside there. So what is it actually doing price-wise? And is there anything tradable on the yen this morning? Let's get rid of all these. Well, no, let's keep them because they're valid. I think if I can read them. Okay. And the H4. It's kind of momentum's fizzled out again. We've got a lot of ranging on every market. It's like a Thursday morning lull of nothingness as we head into the doldrums of moves that are not really doing much at all. Looking a little bit to the downside. The price action certainly to the downside, but resisting and downside again. And ADR lows down there, looking like a nice target at support 1. I take it that is. Yeah. So we've got support 1 in there. It's right in the equilibrium, I suppose, of the central pivot range. A lot of fair value gaps up here. As it failed in the retracement, it's got to 38, it's not quite hit the 50. Could it be wanting to go down into the 20? Well, that'd be the 127 roughly. And here in the area of the ADR low and the support level. Certainly pushing in that direction. It's been through the bottom of the volley here. I would say it's marginally down. It's certainly not up. It's to the downside, so higher time frames, we know that that's going to be a peak there that's been up, 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 up. Massive slab. Yeah. I suppose I can't feel, well, no, I can feel bad about it because I didn't follow my advice. Even Sean says it was listening to Sean on Thursday. It was listening to him. So it's I don't know. Sometimes I wonder, but it's looking to take its retracement, but it's now dropped lower than that move, so it's potentially looking to get down to here. It's looking down. The daily's saying down to me. H4 saying marginally down. The H1 is ranging and sausaging on the volley, right in the middle of the volley. Price doesn't want to go to either side. It's not showing its hand. Is it going to come back up and to fill this fair value gap and continue the retracement, get the 50 or the 23 retracement, or a full retracement of that full move? Could still be. H4's saying down, but marginally. The H1 is saying down, nothing, nothing. Not enough to say I'm marginally down. Marginally down, but potentially wanting to go up. So I think it needs to show its hand. There's not a trade there for me. It could go either way, and there's two nice targets there. Potentially ADR high if we want to take the full retracement back up, and ADR low if we want to take the support level at the bottom of that spike. So we've got 120 pips to the downside, and we've got 120 pips to the upside. What way is it going to go? Keep an eye on it. It will move at some point. The pressure's building. The ball is telling us that. It's went from this inflated balloon to this tight sausage. And when we see a tight sausage, what does that tell us? That tells us that there's an explosive move about to happen to one way or another. So, yes. Right, so that was UJ. What else do I have? What else can we look at this morning? I will just strain my neck across to my strengths. Looks like Kiwi is heading to the top of the charts in the strengths. So we can have a look at Kiwi. Aussie was there this morning and it's still there. Aussie is looking very strong. So Aussie and Kiwi, obviously very correlated. But there was that negative Aussie news, which I don't understand. I thought negative news would have put them down, but they don't seem to be. It's maybe, well, it wasn't predicted. Bottom of the chart, we've got CAD and yen, and even dollars heading in that direction too. So yeah, we could have a look at Kiwi dollar. We've looked at the Aussie dollar already, and we're already in a trade on Aussie yen. What else is happening at the moment? Aussie's losing a bit of the steam, albeit Aussie's losing a little bit of the momentum to the upside. However, the yen has still got pretty good momentum to the downside in terms of strength against the other currencies. So is dollar. Dollar's dropping like a stone currently. But again, we're in the first hour of kind of London trading time. Yeah, the dollar does look like it's been on the up, but strength-wise, but it's weakening to the downside now. But I would wait to see after 9 o'clock what it does. And yen is dropping like a stone. Kiwi's just turned to the upside to marry up with Aussie, which turned a few hours earlier to the upside momentum-wise. So we are, and I really need to get these screens over so I can share them with you. Let's look at New Zealand USD and just see if that conflates with what we're doing. Yeah, Kiwi's certainly been strong up here and there. We're getting another turn on the hour to the upside. Yeah. Can it go much higher? Yes, I believe it can. We could get, well, an easy 30 pips there. If it breaks that high. Is it heading towards breaking that high? Our Bolly's certainly opening up on the H4. It's up. Price is still going up. We've got MACD telling us it's up, but peaking. Histogram's dropping off. So the momentum's going out the move. But dollar is currently dropping. RSI is telling us up. Heading back into the overbought territory at the top. So it's up, up and up. And the H4 looking good for a trade to the long side. H1. Explosive move up on the 8 o'clock candle here. Again, we're not going to make any moves till 9 o'clock. This could be the trick that that results from that Aussie dollar news, just maybe taking some longs in the beginning. I would wait and see what it does between 9 and 10, to be honest, just to see if it wants to if it's hit a top and retracing. Certainly H1's topping out on the Bolly. Bolly's kind of sausaging, but not really opening up. Beginning to open up, so we're still momentum to the upside, yes, for sure. Can it take it up into there? Yeah, we've got potential, yeah, 30 to 50 pips, 60 pips maybe. If it continues to the upside, but we need to wait and see. Yeah, that looks like it's turning to the upside on the hour, so. And that's certainly turning to the upside on the RSI, bounced off that 50 centre line on the relative strength index. Yeah, I do think we've got a trade to the long side, but I would maybe wait a little bit, see what 9 o'clock brings us, maybe a little bit of relaxation into that fair value gap here. Yeah, I would be looking for 9 o'clock to come and go, see what it does, see if it comes back to here. If it comes back to here, then you've got a trade up to here. You could probably target 40 pips. Stop would need to be certainly below here to be safe. A 1-to-1 would be in order, I believe. Yeah, that looks good. So that's probably also what's happening on the Aussie dollar. We'll have a quick return to that. If you want to go back to about 7:15 on the stream, you'll see me break down the Aussie dollar. Yeah, we're getting that move to the upside. We're getting the opening up of the Bolly band. We've got the potential for it to drop into here first, though it doesn't look like it's wanting to do that. We've got the upper target here. Could get 20, 24, 25 pips into this kind of range. If you wanted to be cautious and take it to the highs, you've not got much room to go there. Does look like it probably wants to go higher. Looking at the 15-minute. Yeah, we could get relaxation. I'm just ADR. Oh yeah, yeah. I would probably be cautious. 22 pips, 20 pips maybe. Yeah, you probably got 20 pips in that trade at the moment. But again, wait and see what 9 o'clock's going to bring us. Quick update just on AJ trade that we're in. We're $56 in profit. It's heading up. Almost approaching this 61.8. We'll put a little alert in there. Just maybe look to. It's certainly broken the highs. Maybe want to add into this trade actually. Yeah, I think we'll add in a little. Now that it's gone in our direction, we'll add in just a little 9 pip trade. So we've got 90 in there. We'll go for. We'll just go for 225 just now. We'll just add in at the same size. What we're at 0.58. Let's see if we can take a little profit off the table there as it approaches 9 o'clock. We'll maybe just reduce that slightly. So that's 7 pips. We'll take the 7 pips if it gives us it. We're a wee bit late to that. I probably should have got added in as it got past the highs there, as was the plan. And we could have had 16 pips, but we'll add into that. It's got the momentum just now. We'll see if 9 o'clock just gives us that final push into the 61.8 there on the retrace. If not, it's going to give us a potential into there. If it does go back to here, we will add in as well. And then we win in both directions. We'll add in here. And then we're back up to above here, so I'll fix that after we've gone. But that's 9 o'clock, guys, so appreciated. Thanks very much for joining us this morning at 0.58 on the Apex Brotherhood live stream. It's good to have you all on here today. I will update you on what happens with AJ trade on the Discord later. It's looking nice. It's looking nice. That's 9 o'clock. So let's see if this candle pushes into this interim take profit here, and then we'll get back in again here, and we'll try and continue the journey higher up to here. Let's see if that plays out. Let's see if it was a good breakdown. Let's see if I can justify my existence here, and hopefully it's been good enough for you to join me back tomorrow. I will catch you on the next one. We will end the broadcast here. Thank you very much, and see you tomorrow, 8